Welcome to week 2 of remote learning. So a few things I want you to cover. If you haven't done so already, please read chapter 2 of Jake Reinvented. That would be your ticket for today. After you've read chapter 2, take a look at the review sheet that I've posted into Google Classroom Stream. After you've read the chapter, done the review, what you should do, take the quiz that'll post today during class. When you have done those things, I'd like you to move on to 25 minutes of topic software. That you're going to see that pop up every single day, but I'm going to keep saying it until you tune it out. That'll be a regular feature of what it is that we're doing. And then I would like you to begin reading chapter 3 for tomorrow. So yeah, that's a lot going on today. So budget your time accordingly. If you can't get to it all, don't stress out about this. Take your time, take a break, do other things, and come back around. Okay. But, that's the agenda for today. If you've read chapters 1 and 2 already, so some of the things that I'd like to point out, notice how the story elements that are in this, how the story starts out, bam, you're right in the middle of an underage drinking party. The author just drops you right in there. And the author's using that conflict to throw the reader off, like, hey, whoa, what's going on here? This seems a little bit unusual, and to make you hook you into the story. What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? And so that's how the author's intentionally trying to throw the reader off, is maybe a little shock value in there. Okay. Then through that party, you proceed to start meeting certain characters. Todd, quarterback, tall, handsome, total stereotype. The Gordon Corman is relying on the quarterback stereotype to drive everything here. Rick's the narrator. Rick is the guy that is not quite as good as Tom, kind of gives you a little insight onto the other characters. He's the guy that's giving us all the information. So we as readers presumably have to trust him. However, I would caution you against, if you got all of your information from just one source, how trustworthy are they? Okay? So put that in the back of your mind for a little while. After that, we start to meet Dee Dee. Again, just driving on that stereotype right there. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 12. Please. Like, you don't necessarily need to see her, but if Gordon Corman uses that stereotype of the perfect girl, come on, with the perfect guy, come on. You don't need to see them, but you need to know that they fit into a mental category for us. Right? So that saves him a lot of time as a writer. We have Melissa, who is another character that, again, not perfectly described, but she's falls into the girlfriend category. She falls into the jealous category. She falls into this not quite as socially high ranked category. We have Nelson, again, solid stereotype for sure. Neanderthal, kind of like, I smash things, and he's just super aggressive, and we need him to be powerful and painful. Other characters that are not as well defined at this point, we got Dipsy. Seems to be a really good friend of the narrator. And then we've got Jennifer, who seems to be a good friend with Dee Dee. So we know these characters are kind of floating around, and they will be developed over time. But the character for whom the book is named is Jake. And when we first meet him, well, actually, we don't actually first meet him when the rumors of where he sprang up from, where he comes from, he's generated by rumor. And correct me if I'm wrong, if we're all in high school right now, we know how rumors work, okay? That there are stories that are told about people that come to fruition before they're actually fact. But then when we actually do meet him, all right, we have Rick and Jake meet each other. They don't even know that they're talking to each other. They don't know that Rick doesn't know that he's talking to the host of the party. He doesn't know that he's talking to the person for whom all these rumors have been bubbling around. And so there's this weird and awkward moment that kind of humanizes him a little bit. So um, the story drops us into instant conflict. The instant conflict is that there is an underage drinking party going on that makes us want to know more, which helps us feed that rumor mill. When we hear rumors about Jake, we're already primed and ready for more rumors. It's a good trick played by the author on us, and it helps us to take the bait, okay, regardless of what our interests might be. Finally, um, this initial drive not only has us at a party, but it has the main character, this Jake that's going to be reinvented, also pushing to a college campus. Whoa, hang on a second. That seems a little bit unusual too. So the setting is being used to drive the conflict. And before we started this remote learning, we had been reading the Amigo brothers, and character, setting, and conflict are major pieces of a story that drive how the reader engages. Here, we have these characters that are driven by stereotype. We have a setting that is immediately putting us in conflict, either the party or kids going to a college campus and interacting there when they shouldn't. And we have these characters, or the I'm sorry, the character. We have the combination of the two that create this major conflict. So that's it. That's the first couple of chapters so far. Read it, engage on your own, and I'll see you when I see you next. Thanks.